Vi befinner oss i Italien i den lilla bergsbyn Pontida där partiet Lega håller sin årliga sommarfestival. Huvudtalare var partiledaren Matteo Salvini och det uppskattas att omkring 40 000 personer gästade arrangemanget.
Salvini is a big man, the one only Salvatore for Italy. Conte, Di Maio, l'altro chi è? Renzi, Zingaretti, PD, peggio, schifo, uno schifo.
Salvini good.
Salvini,
Very good.
number one. Salvini, number one.
So can you tell me your name and what position you have in Lega?
Davide Quadri, I'm the international secretary for the Lega Giovani, the youth of Lega.
And how long have you been a member?
Member of Lega is near 10 years now. Supporter in the beginning and member of the party is I think 8 years now. And I'm in charge of the foreign affairs for the youth of Lega 5 years.
So how is it going with cooperations between Lega youth and other parties in Europe?
We are growing a lot because we are reaching a lot of youth organizations, not only in our group in the European Parliament, not only the ID group, but also we are very interesting for other party and other youth party across Europe, especially the more national conservative party, so not only inside the EAD, maybe outside the group without no link to the group or in the ECR and the EPP, but we are now we are very interesting for all the party across Europe.
But there are a lot of young people here today at the festival. Do you feel like you have the support of the young people in Italy?
Yeah, I think we are the biggest youth organization in Italy. They are the more organized. Now we are a national party, so we reach all the part of Italy. And in my opinion, we are, I think, the best youth organization in Italy.
So how did you do it? How did you grow so much in such a short time?
It's Salvini. It's Salvini, because his message and the promise made, the promise kept when he was in the government, deliver, and the people want to trust again in politics, and with Salvini they can trust in politics.
So what's the difference between Salvini and a normal politician?
Because it's one of us. He's one of us. He share the same passion with us. He stay with us, and also what he say and what he promise, he do that. And it's not so easy in politics, especially in Italy.
So what is the question that you are most passionate about yourself?
Immigration. We have to defend Europe. We have to defend our border. We don't want to we don't want to become an African country. We don't want to become a Middle Eastern country. We want to stay in Europe, and we need to fight against illegal immigration.
And are you able to do that, or did the European Union try to interfere when you wanted to close the border?
For sure, the European Union interfered that. Now in Italy we have a new government. It's a leftist government, and it was plotted in Brussels and in Berlin, not in Italy. So that's the real face of European Union want to change the politics inside the country, want to dictate what we have to do and don't do, but we have to change it.
So what do you expect from the festival today?
I think that we will stay all together like Lega member, and also to share our message that we are one party cooperating under Salvini and for Salvini and stay together with Salvini, and that we are ready to change Italy.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Andrea Picchielli. I'm the head of Lega in my town, that is Empoli, one town 25 kilometers from Florence. I've been elected at the last elections in May, and I have a group of 3 councillors elected in the municipal council of my city, and then I'm the coordinator of Lega Youth in the region of Florence, and I'm also in the staff of foreign relations with Davide Quadri that you interviewed before.
So how is the relationship between your party and other nationalist parties in Europe?
You know that the propaganda says that we are lonely in Europe, we don't have any allies, but when I travel all around Europe, I see a totally different situation. In August, I was in your country, I was in Sweden. We met our friends of Sveriges Demokraterna, Tobias Andersson, and we have a lot of topics in common, but not just there. I was in Finland, and I met the true Finns, and also they are very connected to us. They appreciate the work of Mr. Salvini and the government, but also in the Baltic countries, for example, in Estonia, in Latvia. So that's totally a lie when they say that we are lonely in Europe. We have a lot of allies all around Europe. Of course, the traditional, like Vlaams Belang, like Rassemblement National, but also new allies in Central Eastern European countries like Hungary, with Fidesz. There are also some guys of Fidesz today in Pontida, but also like in Poland, like in Estonia, Romania. So we are not lonely at all, but we have a European connection that helps us to go on with our European politics to change this Europe. We are not against Europe, we are against this type of Europe. We want a Europe of people, not Europe of strong powers, where citizens don't have the power to decide for their future.
You said you were in Sweden. How did you find the country?
Yeah, it's not my first time there. I really like Sweden, but unfortunately I see walking in Stockholm that there are always less and less Swedish people and more immigrants, and that's a very big problem because of course if you are in the center of Stockholm you don't feel maybe so much the problem like if you are living in the neighboring area of Malmö or Göteborg, but there are some areas really where Swedish people totally left because it's very dangerous to live there, and they are just left to immigrants, and you don't feel to be in Sweden but you feel to be somewhere else. And so I think that's a big trouble, and I hope the situation will change. But now you see also in Italy we are not a government anymore, and without Mr. Salvini as Minister of Internal Affairs, I think will be worse even for you, because more migrants will come to Lampedusa, so to Italy, and then of course many will go on to Germany and to Sweden as well.
So I can assume that the European Union is very against the Salvini immigration policy, that they want Italy to have a higher immigration.
Of course, I think there is a French word that shows the approach of European Union against Lega. They have done a cordon sanitaire, I think you understand what I mean, against Lega, and they try to keep us outside of all the power politics decision, and so they are totally against our policies, but not just about immigration, but also about welfare, about economic reason. And so that's very hard to be in power in Europe, because even we go with our allies all around Europe.
The political situation, if you would walk with a Salvini shirt, for example, on the streets, would you get attacked, or would you get, how would it be?
Okay, I'm 29 and I'm in Legas since I was 18. You know, I come from Florence, that's very red area, so it's very leftist area, and I remember that when I was at university, I studied law in Florence, was very hard, because when we were doing some Lega propaganda, we had really problems. Also, some people tried to attack us. Now it's a bit changing, but you know, there are some extremists that are thinking the same way, and they try to attack us, but we are not afraid. That just show us that we are in the right way, and just give us the feeling that we are working well and we must go on in this path.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Paolo Grimoldi, and I'm the regional secretary of Lega in the region of Lombardy, that is the most important Italian region, and the region of the city of Milan.
And why are you here today?
Today we are arranging the first manifestation against the new government, because they changed the majority in the parliament from the night to the morning, without a real political program, but just to keep position inside the parliament without asking to the people the opinion, so without elections.
But Lega is growing, so how are they doing in the polls at the moment?
At the moment we became not just the first Italian political party, we became the first European political party, because in the last European elections we were the political party in Europe that get the biggest number of votes.
What would you say is the biggest problem today in Italy?
We have a lot of problems. The biggest one is to be able to protect the national interests, because they cannot ask to our country to take 100,000 illegal immigrants for a year, because they are a huge economic cost, but they are a huge also, unfortunately, social cost, because many of them they have a different culture, a different mentality, a different religion, and as you can understand, they don't respect the law. Also about violence, about against girls and women, they steal money, and so we have a too big economic cost and social cost, and 100,000 every single year, it's really too much.
You feel like you have the people's support regarding your immigration policy?
You know, if you take a bit of immigrants, nobody cares. When they become too much and more, you have social problems, because in every single village and city, illegal immigrants generally they don't respect the laws. It's enough to go in Italian prisons. In Italian prisons, around 55% of the people inside prisons, they are not Italians. So people is starting to feel this problem, and it's not a problem of the color of the skin. It's just a normal problem. If tomorrow in Sweden would arrive 5 million of Chinese, probably you could have some little problems. So here it's just the same. If we want to talk about immigrants, we have to arrange it in a sustainability way, with clear laws to program it, to arrange it, and without building a too big number of problems.
And do you see a bright future for Lega?
Okay, let's say that we don't talk, of course, just about immigration. We talk about economy, we talk about society, we talk about our companies, about justice, about autonomy, because for us it's very important to change Italy, giving to the region of Milan, region Lombardy, more autonomy to be free to take some decisions. And at the moment, we are happy that we rule Lombardy. In Lombardy we are at 40% of votes, and on the national we are 34. So yes, we are growing up. We are working in a serious way. Let's be optimistic.
So how many times have you been on this yearly festival?
In real, I came here when I was 16. As you understand, I'm not anymore 16. But okay, it's this more than a political event, is also a traditional event, because in this little village, in 900 years ago, was born the first Lega Lombarda. That was the agreement of the towns of the North Italy against the German Empire. And so after 900 years we made the same against the Roman Empire. So let's say that it's interesting also by the historical point of view.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My name is Paolo Borgia. I'm a member of the European Parliament, and I am the coordinator of Lega nel Mondo, the structure for Lega for Italian people living abroad.
What is your work within the European Union?
Well, I'm the coordinator of Identity and Democracy Group in Industry Committee, and I work in a Transport Committee as well.
So there has been a government crisis right now where Lega used to be in power, but have now stepped out of power. Can you explain to people what really happened?
Starting from the birth of this government, Five Star Movement lost half of his vote. Lega doubled his vote, and so Five Star Movement party became very nervous, and it was very hard to work together. And in the last month, for us, it was very hard to work in order to keep promises to our electors. I mean, we were in charge for getting to the autonomy reform of some regions. We were in charge for completing some infrastructure and to reform a justice system. But in the last months, it was impossible because Five Stars Movement decided to refuse every single proposal, and it doesn't make sense to stay at government if you don't have the chance to keep promises. That's it. I think that that government is not the purpose. Government is the way to solve people's matter.
But the popularity of Lega has fallen drastically since this happened. I read that it was around 40% in the beginning, and now it's down to 32%. Was it the right decision to do you think?
Yes, in my opinion it was the right decision. The matter is that we should try to explain it in a very clear way to people. Because on the other hand, well, Italian press was not very clear on these topics, but I think that in the next weeks polls will become to be very positive for Lega.
I've heard that the Five Star Movement has collided with the Democratic Party and that they have gotten support from the European Central Bank. Can you confirm this?
Yes, well, no words. I can't understand how you can, for example, run a campaign for European elections and be very critical towards European Union, to have an alliance with Mr. Farage, and then 5 years later decide to be a part of the establishment. So no, I don't have comments on Five Stars Movement behavior. I think that their electors are not very happy for this solution.
So what is the range of independency for Italy now? As far as I understood, you have your economic politics is run pretty much from Brussels. Is that correct?
Yes, is that correct? Center Democratic Party is trying to tell us that Mr. Gentiloni appointment to commissioner will be very important for Italy, but I think that he will need to listen to Mr. Dombrovskis's position, and so it will be a commissioner with a very weak mandate, because a very weak mandate is the same thing that impact on Mrs. von der Leyen as president of the Commission.
So what is your hope for Italy in the future? Is there any difficulties that you would like to change to make the future of the Italian people bright again?
Well, actually I think that people are very frustrated in this moment, because they would like to change, they would like to see different things than past, but they are not allowed to have, for example, a commissioner expressed by a sovereignist party, or to have new elections. But in order to have a stability, to have a parliament with a parliament able to reflect the willingness of the population, because this government is not in this way.
We are now in the middle of a process where the Great Britain is trying to get out of the European Union as Brexit. What is your thought on Italy and the same thoughts? Are you interested in getting out of the European Union?
No, not at all. People are not interested in leaving the European Union, but people would like to have a strong reform of EU. The matter is that if Lega was the first party after last European election, Lega had the right to appoint a commissioner. But in Brussels we were told that they are not interested to work with us, and so that's a very bad sign for democracy. We are strongly committed in a new European Union, but if the establishment decides to avoid to talk with us, it's a problem. It's a problem to have a dialogue with some people that don't want to talk with you.
It almost sounds like discrimination.
Yes, it is. It is. But it's very it's very hard to understand, because things are not working in a good way, and so when things are not working well, the most important thing would be to try to have something new, to reform. But we see always the same faces, same parties. They think just to have posts, and they don't think to reform things in order to make people safe or satisfied about European Union.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for you. Thank you.
My name is Rowan Croft. I am from Ireland, and I have a YouTube channel called Gran Torino. So I'm here to report on the Pontida and the Lega formation here and the festival, so that I may show the people back in Ireland what is possible, that we can change the politics back in Ireland.
So what is your YouTube channel about? Is it alternative media, or you're commenting politics?
It started off as just social commenting. I speak about the problems with female genital mutilation in Ireland, and no prosecutions and children's rights. And from there, it seemed to grow to more political activity, because in Ireland we find that there is no right alternative. Everything is very much to the left. Even the parties that claim to be right are very much on the left too also. So I find more people with the common ideas as me, and slowly but surely it's coming together that we are forming and growing and growing. The national movement is coming back to Ireland, because the National Party that said that they were a national party, as in Sinn Féin, are no longer a nationalist. They no longer speak for the Irish people. They speak for Brussels.
In Sweden, we don't know so much about the political situation in Ireland, if you have a big migration or if Islam is growing. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, with the signing of the Migration Pact, but the refugee situation is growing more and more. The government is procuring and buying more empty hotels in the rural areas of Ireland and transplanting people from Islam, from different, no Christians. They say Syrian mostly, but mostly the number one emigration to Ireland is from Georgia and Albania. There is no war in Georgia, there is no war in Albania, and there is no war from Nigeria, but still we have many refugees coming from these continents. Pakistan is also very big, and Brazil, we have many Brazilians in Ireland, but not many Syrians. So for me, I think there is something wrong, and many other people are awaking to the problem of mass migration. And in Ireland it is particularly a bigger problem, because we are a small population, 4.1 million. So the changes in my country will be very quick if we do not act fast. So this is why I start my channel, and this is why I speak for the people of Ireland.
Why are you here now in Italy?
I came here on an invitation to film and broadcast with another Irish group, and they invited me, and I met Davide Quadri from the Lega Youth, and we formed a friendship from there, and from that friendship we have built bigger ties together to represent and show the people of Ireland that what Lega have done in their country is possible in Ireland too, in a short space of time.
So what is it with Lega that you like so much?
Primarily now is because the traditional values, the family values, the uniting of the nuclear family, which is most important, because from the nuclear family all of Europe has come from the nuclear family. So when Lega support the family values, traditional values and cultural values, I see this as a good thing and a good model for Ireland, because we are also we were a very Christian country until we had the problems with the Catholic Church, which I feel also was very much overblown and overinflated. But I see the good strong connections with Lega, and if I can bring this to my country and have something similar like this, then we will see big changes. We will see big changes in Ireland soon.
So what is the atmosphere like in the festival?
Oh, the festival is, from an outsider's point of view, everybody is very welcoming. Everybody represents their regions. I tied closely here with Lombardia, but when I see the tents and the many different regions, from Sicily to Umberta, all the different regions, everybody comes together and everybody works together for the league. They understand the power and the presence of Matteo Salvini and the rest of the great Lega committee that forms the Lega. So it is a huge popular cultural movement, and Lega is at the very forefront, along with Viktor Orbán and the Hungarian people. Big changes are coming for Europe, I think.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, it's from my information now is like the town population is 3,000, but for today we're looking at possibly 40,000 people descending on Pontida, and it's going to be a great day, a great day. Every year now, I think for 19 years now, maybe before this festival is happening, and it's just grown in such a small space of time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Happy.
So can you tell me your name?
Puoi dirmi il tuo nome?
Vito Comencini.
And you are a parliamentarian of Lega, but in what city?
Sei un membro del Parlamento per la Lega, in quale città?
Verona.
What is your main work in the parliament?
Qual è il tuo principale lavoro nel Parlamento?
Mi occupo di affari esteri nella commissione e poi comunque delle questioni che riguardano il mio territorio da cui provengo.
He works in the Foreign Affairs Commission and he also takes care about all things related to his region, Veneto.
How do you feel that the political situation is in Italy today?
Come pensi che sia la situazione politica in questo momento in Italia?
È una situazione di dura battaglia che è stato costituito un governo con la minoranza all'interno del popolo, mentre le forze che veramente rappresentano i cittadini ora si trovano all'opposizione. Insomma, riassumela come riesci te.
The current situation is a hard battle in which the new government was formed by the minority, which doesn't represent the people, but as he said, the minority of the parties.
And what is Lega's stand regarding the EU?
Qual è la posizione della Lega nei confronti dell'Unione Europea?
È di forte opposizione rispetto all'establishment che continua a comandare in Europa e che non ha a cuore gli interessi dei cittadini, ma solo di alcune lobby europee, in particolar modo quelle finanziarie.
Strong opposition to the European establishment, which doesn't truly do the interest of the people, but of certain groups of interest, like the finances and bankers.
Per la sua gente, ma la sua gente ora deve essere al suo fianco contro i poltronai, i traditori, i venduti a Bruxelles. Popolo di Pontida, tutti insieme facciamo sentire, facciamo vedere che noi siamo tutti con il nostro capitano Matteo!
Gente dalla Lombardia e dalla Puglia, dell'Emilia e della Calabria, l'Italia unita nel nome del lavoro, della dignità e dell'onore. Die Italiener sind niemandes Diener. The Italian people are no one's servant. L'abbiamo detto in tutte le lingue, il popolo italiano non è schiavo di nessuno.
You understand, no? Italian people are not slave of nobody.
I sussurri con la Merkel e col Macron li lasciamo ai traditori del popolo italiano.
So we're at the festival. Can you tell me your name?
I'm Daniela Gulino.
And you're a member of Lega?
Yes, I'm consigliere comunale, a little political role in a little village near Varese. The name is Malnate.
How is it to be a woman and working in Lega?
It's okay. Lega gives space to women and men like they are the same. It's okay. It's good. It's the ideal that I believe in. So it's normal. It's okay.
But in your little village, you got some threats because of your political activism?
1 week ago, I received a letter with a bullet inside and some bad words and like. Some words about that, and behind a photo, an image of Salvini erupted from Brigate Rosse, like Aldo Moro in the past. And this is a method normally used in the past from mafia, and now is used in politics by the left, the extreme left.
Is the extreme left, are they big or small?
We don't know. Sure, the left today is not really the left. The left doesn't exist anymore. Like Lega is not racist because Lega help people from Africa in Africa and doesn't want to use like workforce, not come si dice pagata. Doesn't want to use like a workforce in Italy. So we are not racist, we are not fascist because we believe in autonomy, and fascists they don't believe in autonomy. And this is all the wrong things that information want that the people believe in, but it's not true. And the left today is big, but okay, big, not big like Lega.
And the media, are they objective and good, or are they not so objective?
No, they are not objective. The information is in Italy is in the hand of the left side, so in the hand of the strong power of European, so Germany, France.
Will you come back here next year?
Yes, sure. I come every year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you to you.
Olimpia, 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 che mi tradisce.
Dura 7 minuti o sbaglio?
Mi dice che te vedi e poi te pisce.
Quando avete voglia di finire, diciamo siamo un po'.
Porta romana bella, porta romana. Dalle ragazzine che te la danno.
Ciao, siamo bravi.
Dalle ragazzine che te la danno. Prima la buonasera e poi la mano. Bravi!
So now it's the end of the festival. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, totally. Totally enjoyed it. A lot of people. I'm really happy to see so many people here.
Was it more than the last year?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the last Pontida was nearly 7,000 people. This time, just on my eye, I see a lot of people, more than the last Pontida.
But you are from the Lega party?
Yeah, I'm a member of the youth movement of Lega party.
Do you see a growth in the youth movement as well?
Yeah. We opened to the southern part of Italy. We have a really huge growth in the last year. nearly. And yeah, it's really great to have a lot of young people moving around, always searching for something to do.
Ciao!